Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you guys are fired up for this wonderful day. I hope you will listen through to this message because I don't want anybody to get offended. You know, generation butt hurt. Did 2018 suck or did you? Did 2018 suck or did you? Could it have been you? I love this conversation because it's a conversation of responsibility. Many people who are members of Facebook have a large number of friends or acquaintances or people they haven't quite met that have shared interest. And so many times what they can see is there's been a lot of barrage of what we tend to focus on generally as a society and as a people, which is the negative. We look back and, 2018 was terrible. 2018 was awful. I'm so glad we got out of 2018. I'm so glad 2018's over and 2019's coming. I'm so glad to put that behind me. I can't wait to move forward. I'm so glad that's all done. You may have seen or heard a lot of that. You may have even unknowingly participated in that type of attitude. Here's the challenge. For those of you that do not know, real quick thing, I'm 50. At 20, I was a dead and dying, suicidal, bipolar, manic depressive, drug addict, committed to the Texas State Hospital, taken into protective custody by the court system, and put into that rehab. So if you wonder why I'm fired up every day, there's a little reason behind it, because I have to have a really bad day to have a really bad day. So I want to just bring this to your attention as we have this conversation. When I was going through those rehabs as a teenager, one of the things that many addicts or people who dealt with addictive personalities really believed would help them is if they just moved. If that, all my people are here in San Antonio, so if I just move to Houston, I'll be fine, I'll be clean. Well, I'm over here in Lubbock, and if I just move over to Amarillo, I'll be clean. And they call it a geographical cure, meaning that they really believe that if they just move, that things are going to get better. And the problem is, wherever you go, well, there you are. The stuff is in you. And so they end up finding similar friends, and they end up going back into the same thing, because geographics do not cure what's going on in you. So someone who victimizes last year and saying it was a terrible, 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 terrible year, it was awful, I can't wait to go to 2019. Well, if you were the one in 2018, you're the one in 2019. All right, now I am not talking about things that happened to you completely outside of your control that may have indeed devastated or rocked your world, that made it very challenging. But just like the video yesterday, you can take on a different mindset and perspective about it when you look in the rear view mirror. You know, in my car here, I have a gigantic front windshield and have a tiny little rear view mirror. That's because that's how we're supposed to be at life. You just look back for a second. You just look back for a second. And you want to look back and learn. John Maxwell says the opposite of what many people heard growing up. Many people heard growing up, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. John Maxwell restated it by saying, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So the point of my video today is very simple. If you feel like, was it 2018 that really sucked? Or could it have possibly been you? Could it have been you? Could it have been your attitude? Could it have been your relationships? Could it have been your below mediocre standards? Could it have been your low effort? Could it have been your wimpiness, your whininess, your victimness? Could it have been? It's just a simple question. You could be saying, no, not at all, Steve. Here's what my challenge is for you that I challenged my coaching clients all day yesterday to do. Reflect on 2018. Really take time to reflect on how you won. What were your wins? And what did you learn in 2018? This will give you a strong foundation for moving forward into 2019 with a history of wins and a history of lessons instead of something you're trying to run away from. You don't run away from experience. You embrace that. You take the knowledge of that experience and you're able to move forward with greater wisdom, greater knowledge, and greater understanding. So if you have a friend that said, 2018 sucked, awesome. Could it have been you and not the year? Because if you were part of that back then, you're going to be a part of 2019 as well. Jim Rohn says, for things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you've got to get better. You have been given the pen to write the story of your life this year in 2019. I hope you choose to write an amazing story that inspires you and everyone around you. Have a great day, guys.